What will we have if we don't act? We are heading towards extreme inflation and upheaval, social, financial, environmental, political, and in most areas of our safe society. It's like a machine, not designed to break, but by the nature of a machine, it will break at some stage. Again, the majority of predictions from experts are in the next 20 years. If it takes longer, then your children will suffer. What happens when society breaks in any way, financial, political, etc.? Riots, violence, and taking things by force, as has been the case in many previous social explosions. The dominating factors will be the most violent people and the most seductive voices. Nothing will be safe. Rioting has increased throughout history, and these days a simple election can turn into a riot. Some encourage it, and even though it always causes damage and hurt, they don't care, as they just want power. The more any person wants individual power, their own control, the more they will encourage the destruction of anything in their way. This is growing. It's the way things are going. At some time, something will cause a chain reaction that will not be limited to itself. A financial collapse would cause social and political upheaval as well. When one ivory tower falls, it will fall on others, and they will all go, leaving nothing but pain, discontent, and a desire to act in violence by many, riots, etc. You won't be safe in your own home. It will be a civil war without sides, everyone fighting for their own existence. What could we have if we act? Less biased media, more secure data management, as well as financial, sexual, religious and racial equality and self-governance to assure a fair life for all rather than extra rights for the elite and less for the further down your place in society is. Fewer riots through better systems to assist all. We could also have better environmental management, maybe even inventions to capture the methane emitted by cattle and use it as a power source rather than cause atmospheric damage, and other ways to use wasted resources rather than pollute. Maybe we could also enforce a tax on wealthy companies, etc., that are avoiding it now. Many beneficial things would come about if we take suitable non-violent action. Even in things that I haven't mentioned here, like better education. We would still require policing. But if this became a worldwide stance, then the problem of war would also have answers. Soldiers would become police, as there would be no need for national defence. However, if there was a country that didn't destroy its military hardware, we could maintain a worldwide peacekeeping force through the UN, just in case. It won't be utopia, as discontent will still exist. Not everyone can have their way, but we can have a world set up as a self-governed system with a mandate of majority rule. Unlike now, more people will be happier than not. What do you have to lose but your chains? Life as we should know it. We should have self-governance with fair rational equality in an egalitarian society. This can't come about by itself or trust in the current systems. If it could, we'd have it now. We should have international peace and a focus on improving humane sciences rather than military hardware. We need to see the powers that be for what they are. Rise up, take back what is ours, and live in a just society. How to get it started? If you have listened this far, then we are on the way. At least you are more aware and understand what can be done. However, knowledge is just the first step in our journey. The second step is to promote this message, to send it to as many people as you possibly can. Those you know well, close family and friends, distant friends, those you work with, and anyone that you have some contact with. What can we do after that? Continue the process, as the second step has not been completed yet. You can still send it to more. Send it to businesses, send it to organisations, send it to governments and media, send it to anyone or anything that can receive this information. If you see a website form, paste a link within it. If you comment on anything, anywhere, include a link to this information. So the second step is to spread it to as many people as you can. Spread it to everyone, not just those who you know, but any possible source that can receive it. So what's the third step? As the information grows and more people are aware, the third step is to organise them in areas where they can help beyond the first and second steps of understanding the knowledge and getting it out. How can I help? Well, the first thing is to take back the government. So, the fourth step is for people to run for every political seat who will run as an independent and upon the policy of implementing these ideas and primarily the idea of true democracy. Their commitment must be to create new constitutions for countries based on pure, true democracy rather than representative democracy, where all ideas for political change or all things that governments normally deal with are sent to a vote, and people who wish to vote on that particular subject are allowed to, and it is set up as one vote per person, no matter who they are. It's a simple thing in my country, as we already have a governmental department that has the ability for all citizens to register. It's simple and fair that if you want to share your opinion and have a vote or present new things for the government to act upon, then you also need to register with this or a similar department in other countries. When this is set up, the rest of these things can be implemented. However, as anything and everything will be implemented upon the majority rule system, then if there are areas within this document that are not popular enough to be instituted, they won't be. As again, people will be able to vote on anything and everything, including all the aspects of this document. It's not about me, it's about this information as a whole. I don't want power, I want everyone to share it. I would also ask you to start a rally in your area or join rallies that are promoted in your area, as people through the spread of information and documents is not enough. It needs to be obviously public by people in public areas coming together peacefully to promote a better way rather than the destructive outcome that will come about if we do not act. The Occupy movement was, in one sense, the first to bring vision towards this regarding one of those areas being financial inequality. I would show respect to that movement, which has not totally died. It does still exist in Switzerland, and as mentioned, they come together every year. I propose we honour that movement by also using that day for rallies. The problem they had and still have is the majority of the movement fizzled because they had long rallies at varying times, and people grew a little tired of attending. So I propose those rallies should be one day a year only, and everyone that can attend attends on that day, which reduces the probability of the movement fizzling out. In writing this, I have, in a sense, created a small snowball on the top of a mountain. However, at this point, it's nowhere big enough to roll by itself. If we want that snowball effect, where it rolls down the mountain and grows in size and speed as it does, then I need you to help gather more snow and put it into the snowball and help push the snowball. It's going to take effort from you as well, not just me. After all, I can't create a snowball large enough to change the world just by myself, by telling you alone. However, the snowball effect is real. What will happen when you get this message out and they join in as well and they continue to get the message out? The snowball will grow larger and larger, and it will start to move under its own power. Those who have been putting in the effort will see it moving by itself, and it will become viral. Please, I implore you to help, not for my sake, as I am now quite old and I probably won't live long enough to even see this come into fruition, and there is always the other point that I may die before my natural time. Also, to add another factor to this picture that I've just drawn about the snowball on the mountain, please consider this. If nothing is done and things continue the way they are, then that is like winter turning into summer in a single day. The sun will melt all the snow, and instead of rolling down the mountain and knocking out the powers that be, there will be no chance to fix it. If it is allowed to continue the way it's going without people seeking and implementing change, then those in power will continue in power, and the situation will get so bad that we will have a devastating change, a flood that will destroy everything everywhere, and we will all suffer. Please help this change to happen in a positive way rather than sitting back and allowing things to go the way they're going and drastic pain for everyone occurring. When the dollar collapses and our current ignorant governments don't know how to act due to this practice of doing more of what they've always done, calamity will occur worldwide unless we act now. We must act very quickly before the sun comes out. Leadership. If you would like to lead in your town or city, I ask you, message me at this time, as we don't have any leaders, officers, management teams, money, resources like megaphones or sound systems or anything else to help this movement. So until a time when a better leader is voted in, I'm taking the role. What else is needed? What else can you do? The more resources we have, the quicker the message gets out and the more impact we will have. If you can offer anything beyond spreading this message, which is what I ask as the first step, then please contact me with anything of use. Office or meeting space, sound equipment, printing for leaflets and or t-shirts, money, and most importantly, your time. In leadership, office and leaflet delivery roles, whatever you can give, even if not listed here, that may be of use. What we can't do. Powerful people will still have influence, not direct power. For example, they could pay a lot of people to vote in one way or another. They have the money for advertising their point of view. There are a few other things that their money can do to swing things in their way. But all they need to do now is maintain their control over just a few members of the government. These changes will make it a lot harder for them. As I've mentioned before, the greatest power is the people. Summary. I'm not asking you to trust this. Research it. The truth is out there. These truths will be discovered either by research now or by the collapse when it's too late. We need real democracy, not pseudo-representation. Vote for issues, not people. A government by the people, for the people. Your right to set the government agenda. They want to hide this possibility from you. In doing this, we can also deal with all those other issues. Only with your support can we take the power back and stop that which will come if we don't. I have now enlightened you somewhat. It's now up to you. Do you want a better world? If so, please act now. I'll finish with the words of Bill Murray. So, if we lie to the government, it's a felony. But if the government lie to us, it's politics. How do you contact us for more information or offer your support? Please go to the website howtogetthere.org/contact and fill in the boxes with your name, email, and the words answers, if you have answers to the questions below or coming, or the word more future info, the words more future info, or support for the future, if you want information or if you want to support the cause. I don't have a site specifically for this yet. I'll create a page on this site soon. Who knows when? It could take months. For all I know, maybe even years. It all depends on the support that I may or may not get. So, given enough support, I'll create a website specifically for it. Now, I just mentioned the word answers. If you can answer, as I said, what I'll mention next. So, could you please answer these? What, if anything, can be improved in either wording or concept regarding this message? Is there anything else that should be included? Other injustices, etc.? Would you forward this on? And if not, what changes would need to be made for you to forward this on? If you would like to address those in that contact email, I encourage you to do that as well, please. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this message, and I hope you too will begin to take action. Thank you.